Welcome to Fine Fires YouTube. Today we're going to be firing it up with Cool K Adventures. We're going to be talking about Florida heat, the wait times. Is it crowded? Is it empty? Is this normal? Is it odd? What's going on in Florida? Um, cool K Adventures, introduce yourself. Say hi to everybody. Where can they follow you?
What's up, everybody? This is one of the four members of Cool Case Adventures. We're a family of content creators here established in Florida and basically just visit mostly Universal and Disney, Walt Disney World here in Florida. And you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube under Cool Case Adventure. And Mando has it over there on Twitter at Adventures Cool. So basically, that's what we do. We give you recommendation from the family perspective.
And most importantly, Carlos, he's in Florida. So he knows the heartbeat. You know what's going on out there. Um, I recently, Carlos, I put on Twitter that I feel like it's been less crowded at Walt Disney World, and I didn't think much of it. It was just something that I like co-tweeted, but then I felt like all of a sudden it just I guess hit the algorithm. I don't know how else to say it. It hit the algorithm, and a lot of people started commenting, and it's this one right here. I put, it seems like Walt Disney World is struggling with attendance big time this summer. And it was a video from Epcot from Mondo the Frog. Um, a lot of people are, there's like, I feel like a 60-40. 60% are like, well, it's too hot. Nobody could withstand this heat and this and that. And then other people are like, well, it's too expensive. Nobody wants to visit right now because it's just the outrageous pricing. How do you feel about all that? Like where does it stand from like a local perspective?
Man, I actually feel that Disney has a product that if they make people happy, people don't mind paying for it.
Yeah.
But lately, Disney has been, honestly, in my personal view and opinion, they haven't delivered what they have promised to people. And I don't think people trust Disney enough anymore to be investing all their money. So they have gotten expensive, let alone if I'm gonna pay more money, what are you gonna give me in return? I think that's what it narrows down to. And you could
Yeah.
see it little by little. And this is something that you're gonna see throughout the years now, because they have to do a lot of like fixing behind the scenes to gain people's trust, in my opinion.
So I get what you're saying about trust because a lot of people I live in California, so for me, I feel like I need a reason to go to Florida. Something I want to do, something new, or a festival, or a celebration, or something like that's usually what encourages me to go to Florida. Um, at this point in time, Walt Disney World decided to debut their new and beautiful Epcot, as they're calling it, the completion of Epcot. They
Hmm.
debuted it with nothing, and
Nothing.
and in the most crazy hot period of the year with no shade.
There's no shade. There's nothing, and whatever they promised, they did not deliver. And we just go back to the same thing.
Yeah.
They they deliver. I mean, they promise something beautiful, and they deliver an empty banquet hall. In a nutshell.
Cause for Florida, I feel like usually it's like 6 months in advance or maybe even a year. So at this point in time, let me ask the question, Carlos: is it less crowded, in your opinion, at Walt Disney World?
Oh yeah, a lot less crowded. I noticed that I went out on July, I think it was 3rd. We went to Disney Spring to do food tasting because they're
Yeah.
running kind of like a smoke festival over there in Disney Spring. And we were there around almost noon. And normally on July 4th week, noon around Disney Spring, is slam. And
Like normally,
honestly,
like a
normally,
yeah, like you go like
normally,
last year. Was it crazy last year?
yes, it was busier last year, yes. And this year,
What happened this
oh,
year?
this year, empty, man, empty. We basically food tasted anything that we wanted without even making any weight. Like we legit when we went to Chef Artist Smith and that was around 1 or 2 p. No, around 2 p.m. We legit walked to the bar, and we were the only people in the bar, and we actually ordered from the bar without any wait time,
Wow.
which is that you never see.
What is it? What is it normally? Like, what would it? What did it used to look like?
So normally, you will have the whole entire restaurant full of people, and you will have people at the bar, and you will have to wait a good 10 to 15 minutes at least to have a bartender able to take your order.
Oh, so it's just jam packed completely.
Right, right. Now we just literally walked. We were at a party. It was me and my friend Andrea from Disney for Foodies. Shameless plug. If you ever want to follow people, they do nothing but food in Disney. Disney for Foodies is in Instagram. So Andrea and I were doing reviews, and she had her kids. I had my kids. So we were a total of 6 people. All of us six, we were able to sit down on the bar without any wait, and food tasted everything that we wanted to, and stood up, and nobody even was waiting for any spot.
Eh, what are because like over here at Disneyland, I feel like there's like some indicators that I could see if the park's busy or not. Like if I see Little Mermaid at like 10 or 15 minutes at California Adventure, I feel like it's just empty over there. Or like if I see Space Mountain at like 30 minutes, I feel like Disneyland's probably empty. What are some indicators in Florida where if you see certain rides, you're like, man, it's just I guess it's not crowded today. What are some like pointers over there that you see?
So obviously, how busy Disney Spring is should let you know. The traffic should let you know. And what made me look up this morning um, on Magic Kingdom was that I was watching your live stream from last night, and you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned the whole Epcot thing, and I was like, you know what? Let's check Magic Kingdom. Maybe people are hanging out in Magic Kingdom. And when I told you earlier off the camera, I think it was 9:45 to 10 in the morning. The longest wait was 45 minutes for Seven Dwarf. Mind you, July 4 week is a Saturday. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
In
Right
Magic
now is a
Kingdom,
Saturday. This is literally a Saturday right now.
Magic Kingdom, 45-minute wait for Seven Dwarf, 13 minutes, which is a welcome for uh, Haunted Mansion. Tiana's is hard to track because they're on virtual queue.
Mm-hmm.
Big Thunder Mountain, I know it was a 15 minutes. Pirates was a 5 minutes, and Jungle Cruise was a 10 minutes. So whoever did a rope drop this morning or went as early as 9 in the morning, they're in heaven right now in Magic Kingdom.
You get to do whatever you want.
Correct.
Yeah. Uh, you don't even need to buy Lightning Lane multi pass.
None of that. You can
I,
save your
I
money.
hate that name. I hate that name, Carlos.
It's better than the Genie Plus versus the Lightning Lane. You get and 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 then you look at the line. It says Lightning Lane, and you're like, "Do I have Lightning Lane? Do I have Genie Plus?" I'm confused.
Wait, what about individual Lightning Lane? So,
uh,
let me ask this because I'm in California and I try to keep track of Florida the best I can. Usually, like through Twitter. That's kind of where I follow the news of Florida. To me, it really does look like the theme parks, the crowds have gone down a lot, and a lot of people say, well, a lot of the passes are blocked right now from Walt Disney World. Um, so then I look at it as, well, then does that mean they were confident with ticket sales and then the ticket sales are not good then?
mhm.
Uh, or did Walt Disney World want it to be low crowded on purpose? How do you feel about that?
Well, you know that they're already expecting a low season when, for example, you could book hotels now for Christmas, up to a 30 or 35% off. I
Dude,
mean,
that's unheard of, right? I've never seen that.
and this is like the second consecutive year that they do this. So you know that they're hurting. You know that they're expecting something slow.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so they are at the point now. I feel also, Mando, that people are just saying, you know what? If I'm gonna spend all my money, I'd rather spend it on Disney Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm gonna get my most money out of. You know, if you go and search for Disney Cruise, I mean, at one point they were full almost the whole entire year. They were at capacity. So
Look, right now, Carlos, I just put for next week the 11th to the 17th, so like a 6 day trip.
mhm,
They're offering 30% off rooms right now.
right,
That's crazy.
yep,
Do you feel like that's a normal thing that they do 30% off on rooms, like during
nah, not
summer?
at not at all. But they're gonna be hurting for a while because, like I mentioned, that whole fact that they play with people's emotions per se, not delivering what people want, and then they're saying we have $17 billion to spend, and the whole government and versus Disney uh, thing that went on, and then and Disney not announcing anything. I think that people say, you know, heck it, I'm not gonna spend money on something that you're not delivering. You're basically saying, you know, D23, what if? Let's dream. What if we do this and what if we do that? And they're like, but you're not doing it, so they'd rather spend their money somewhere else. And right now, it sounds to me like the cruise line industry is the one that is booming tremendously. Even and you know that because it is expensive as heck right now,
Yeah,
more
Disney
so than
Cruise.
ever.
There's no 30% off on Disney Cruises.
Nope, nope.
I can't wait. We'll talk Disney Cruise a lot in this video. All right, let me ask you this: over like the last 5 years, during pandemic till now, Disney has done a lot of change. We got Tron, Cosmic Rewind, this reimagining of Epcot. I don't even know what to call it, but they did
Mhm.
something in Epcot. Um, uh, Soon enough, I guess Animal Kingdom will get a lot of love. Uh, do you feel like these changes have kind of given people like the reason to go to Florida? Are these things impactful enough? Because before we started filming this video, we were talking about how like Epcot did all this and it's empty. This
Right.
summer, they didn't even they didn't even attempt to do a festival right now.
Right.
And they instead of doing two Fourth of July celebrations, they tuned it back to one. Right? I saw
Hmm.
that on Twitter. What? What are your thoughts on all of that? Is are things just not planning out, or is the heat really the deterrent, or the price? Like where does all this land? What do you think the formulas that's going on right now that I guess is just not working?
Well, no matter what, it's always going to be hot and humid in Florida. So obviously, July, August, and September are the hottest months in Florida, no matter what. But I think the money factor and the trust has something to do with it because no, you know, you got to see it this way. They come in with all these great concepts. In my mind, when they announce something, I'm already asking, how do they know that that's what people want to see?
Mm-hmm.
You know, how did they know that people wanted to see a live show of Encanto in Epcot? You know, what made them get to that point? You know, and then you look at Universal with Epic Universe and any other decisions they're making in Universal. It feels like Universal truly listens to their guests. Now, are they perfect? No, nobody's 100% perfect,
Mm-hmm.
but they're delivering more things to the guests. Guess want a monster land, you know. So here, okay, let's go more dark. Let's give you dark universe, but we want also more Harry Potter. Okay, so we're gonna build you another land. You see what I mean? It sounds to me like Universal is truly listening to their guests, and because of that, that's what you're seeing the major shift. What makes you think that people want to have a Zootopia land over here? You know what I mean? I, I don't know. I
Hey,
would love for
do
Disney
you
to
want a
do it.
Moana water walkthrough? Everybody's been asking for it. Did people want this Moana water thing that you kind of really don't get wet?
Right. And if so, what park would they prefer to see it?
Yeah, I
Was
would have
it
never thought Moana would have landed in Epcot.
correct? Because it's going against everything that Epcot was. So you have a lot of the fans, truly fans of Epcot, from I mean OGs. They are like, listen, this is not what Walt envisioned. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Like right now, if you look at the theming of Epcot, it's like they're all over the place. There's no
Hmm.
theming at all.
Do you think
So
for a lot of people that this didn't come to life, they were like, I'm not booking a trip. I don't want to go. They didn't do this. Like, because how you're saying the trust, because
hmm
this was a big deal when this got announced at T23.
hmm
It
I
don't look like
wasn't
that.
I wasn't in that D23 when it was announced, but I remember watching videos and watching people's reaction, and people fell in love with that concept. But I was in the last D23 for the first time, and we were all eager to see what else they were gonna do.
Hmm.
That's when you and I and everybody who went discover all the attention now was gonna be going to the international parks.
Yeah.
And now here we are. I had the opportunity to go back for this year's D23. And I was like, you know what? And I remember having this conversation with you offline. You know what? I just rather sit down at home and watch it on live. I'm not going to compromise to go over there to hear what. Nothing that is going to come in concrete as a concrete plan. And that's how I feel as a huge Disney fan. I was raised, the minute I've been in Florida for 25 years now. My kids have been raised in Disney. I mean, we have done Disney stuff before even becoming content creators,
Yeah.
and they're out there playing. Even my kids are like, listen, my kids, they're teenagers, by the way. They're like, wow, we're gonna spend more money going over there if they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
You,
Yeah.
you're saying this wasn't a good idea? It's hot. That has to be how Disney looks at this, right?
I'm
That like,
assuming that,
hey, it's 100 degrees. We know it's hot out there, but look, we gave you this air conditioned room. You should
and I
you should appreciate it.
and I'm cool with that. Where is it? Where did people ask for that? You know what I mean? I'm okay with that. Where did you like if I'm a stakeholder right now, I will be sitting down on those board meetings and asking them, where is it that people ask for this?
Yeah.
Prove it to me, show
Do,
it to me.
do you think this could really transform into something cool? Like what 3 in August? Because that's the next festival is right in August.
Yeah.
Is this really going to
September.
become that much cool that we're going to be like, okay, now I see it how it was supposed to have it
So
look like?
so what
Or is it
yeah,
just going to be like little food booths and it is what it is, you know?
that's what it's gonna be. They're gonna probably decorate it to a specific theme, and then they're gonna put like multiple food booths, or who knows, they may use it as a food booth, backlash, another merchandise store over there with specialty merchandise.
Yeah.
And that will serve a different purpose. I get that, but is that what people were asking? We go back to the same thing, because you survive all this year with all the festival without having that issue. What makes you think that this was gonna save you from what you were missing?
Can you like fill up a water bottle in there? Is
Yes,
there?
I think yes,
Yeah.
there's
Okay.
water filtration like they have in Galaxy's Edge.
Mm.
They have
It,
them in there.
is there like a lot of places to charge a phone or anything in there?
No, those tables don't have any chart, nothing.
At least do that, right? Go charge your
Right.
phone in there.
No, it's like a banquet hall. I mean, it's created like a banquet hall, you know, my wife's been saying it for the longest. If you think about it, and you look at the big picture, this, and I'm saying banquet hall, meaning I'm joking about it, but it's true. If you think about it, Disney can actually rent this space in the future for private events and also even for weddings, where
Mm.
they could actually shut it down and rent you that space.
So they're thinking this is a corporate event thing.
Correct.
This ain't for the guest.
Correct. They're thinking about how can we monetize this one way or the other. So you got to see it this way. There's no reason why, for example, Disney had to shut down the arcade in Frontierland, but let's shut it down to give the DVC members another lounge.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're actually looking at something that you're giving on free backlash and almost no cost to the guests. But now you're looking at a space and how you can monetize
Yeah.
more out of people. That's what they're doing.
Do you think if the shooting gallery was uh it was a pass holder lounge, would it have been accepted more friendly by everybody, or people would have still been mad?
I think people would have still mad because nobody was asking for it.
It's just leave it the shooting gallery or whatever.
Yeah, we go back to that. I mean, where is the research behind? Who are they talking to? You know,
Yeah.
like, and then that's a perfect example. Like Epcot, you know, okay, you decided to cut budget, but who did you talk to if you were gonna do a concert with
Hmm.
or whatever, a show over there with Moana? I mean, not Moana. I'm sorry, with Encanto. But who the heck did you consult it with? Not having any shade, any fans? Why are you doing that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is Florida. So literally, they're not talking to anybody. They're just thinking, "This is what we want. This is what we think people want. Let's run with it."
Do you think I don't know how else to ask it. Is this Encanto show a failure? Just
I,
not that it's all the show's fault, but the setup, the location, the time they debuted this thing, the interest from a Epcot theme park, like the whole combination. What do you think? Is it a failure?
I think so. I believe so because it's not. It doesn't fit anything. What's the purpose of having Encanto in that whole section? You know, if you wanted to have it in a specific pavilion or something like that, that would have made more sense. But why not having it like in a Magic Kingdom? Why not having it like in if you're gonna do an Encanto land like you say that you planning to, why you don't do it there? You know, it feels like they just decided to do this last minute
Mm-hmm.
and they knew the Encanto's still hot. Let's put Encanto there. And when if we do something with Encanto and we make it a land, eventually we can change that show, reimagine it, do it in that land, and then move on with something else over there.
Yeah. Um. I can't believe they debuted that Encanto show when it really feels like a clone from the Disney Cruise Line.
Hmm.
Because when we did our last Disney cruise, this show pretty much almost verbatim was what it looked like on the Disney cruise, a sing along, and then the characters come out at the very end. Um, yeah, I don't know. I always feel it's a good thing to add entertainment to a theme park, but the way that this was debuted during the hottest time, no shade, you're supposed to show off this new area and what it could do, and this is what they decided, and at the same time, no festival. Um,
Right.
Carlos, what festival usually happens during summertime?
The food and wine.
Why isn't it happening right now? What do you?
My guess is that they probably are looking at data and they want to see through data. So did everything that we build, that means Guardians, Moana, Ratatouille, um, that area, is everything that we're building at this point is bringing people here with our festival. That's the only way that they could get that true data.
Mm-hmm.
But it does, what you just said, it makes sense. Imagine if they would have opened that show with Encanto, having a Colombian booth and doing a whole festival in that area during food and wine, dressing up the the community core,
Yeah.
dressing it up like you're in Colombia or something like that, very festive and all that. Just think about how much more impact that would have cost doing that grand opening than just like, hey, we're here, come and see us.
But
Hopefully, you don't pass out because of the heat.
look, this is the 2024 solution, Carlos. Look at that from Blog
Yeah,
Mickey.
yeah.
Hey, as a local, how do you feel about that? This is they spent millions of dollars doing this whole area, and then they just dropped these cheap ass umbrellas.
I want to say to them, you weren't planning that there's thunderstorms every day in Florida during the summer, and you're gonna have team members exposed to just shut down those umbrella really quick and moving around, and it wasn't planned correctly.
Man,
It wasn't. Now, I'll be honest with you. That area during the nighttime, Mando, I'm sorry, it is gorgeous.
it's
They
all
use
the
that.
lights do look cool.
Yeah, those light. If you see those towers on the side, those are lights, and then the whole building change of color. If you, whenever I get a minute, I'm gonna go back out there. But it looks beautiful. But again, it doesn't do anything with the fireworks. It doesn't do anything for that. For that and during the nighttime, it's just like they have those beautiful lights beaming, moving around, and that's
Hmm.
it. So I feel like they could have done something else with it, and perhaps they have eventually planned to do something with it. But
Yeah, but when? The time is
when
now. I plan my trip right now. I ain't getting nothing.
exactly, so and
Uh,
then you look at that, and you're like, okay, it's
this
gonna
is the
cost
thrill
me
data. The thrill data, Carlos, right here for
$3.
July 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
The main line, oh, let me close that. The main line is right here. The darker
The black one.
line, the black
Mm-hmm.
line is 2024. Just going back a little bit, it looks like it's like a purple line. 2022. Look at the difference right there. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
this 2024 era of July, it's not looking good, man. It's not
Not
looking
at
good.
all. And I want to make a comment before you go even further, Mondo, because you're looking at 2022, and then people are going to tell you, well, but it was after COVID and revenge traveling and all that. Okay, so let's take 2022 out of the picture. Look at that dark green one, that
Yeah,
dark green one by the pink one. I think that's 2018.
yeah. So what's the excuse in 2018? What's the excuse in 2019? 2019 went hard too.
That's when we all trusted. I am telling you, it goes back to, you're right, the price and the trust at this point. The because D23, when was it, 2020, when
Yeah,
they announced everything. So yeah, prices were obviously not as expensive as it is right now. And then by then, they were already announcing things little by little. People were excited. We were in the peak of
and,
starting the peak of excitement.
yeah, and this is average wait times, by the way, for Walt Disney World. This is from Thrill Data. So pretty much on July 3rd, things were like 25 minutes at the most on average. That's like unheard of.
I know.
I because for me, Carlos, when I think of summertime, I always thought of summertime at Walt Disney World as just busy. It was always busy. Even though it was hot as hell and raining and thunderstorms, for some reason, people still went to Walt Disney World. And I don't think of it as like Disneyland, because at Disneyland, people are more like, hey, do you guys want to just go to Disneyland next week? Yeah, let's go. Let's plan a trip. Oh, it rained? Well, let's just cancel. I feel like Walt Disney World, this is some projection from 6 months, 1 year.
Mhm.
So the reason that Walt Disney World is empty right now is because people 6 months ago, people 1 year ago were like, I don't want to go anymore.
Right.
So I feel this problem of Disney World not being so busy is more, it's going to get worse, is what I'm trying to say, because that whole notion of people are not planning trips is just getting worse. And if I'm not mistaken, Disney World, didn't they do that cheap ticket? The $50 for 4 parks? What happened to
For
that?
Florida residents, yeah, they did.
Nobody wanted it.
Yeah. Now, what it will be interesting, and I haven't dived into data enough. I want to see, and people are going to hate me for saying this. I want to see if part of the decline also has to do with not having park reservations like before. Because
Mm,
remember, we started dropping park reservations this year. And
mm.
park reservations, in my opinion, it just creates that sense of anxiety that if I don't reserve it and I don't book it now, I'm not going to be able to go when I want to go.
You bring up a good point. You bring up a good point. People are no longer attached to a park. Like, I have to start here today.
Hmm.
I have to go to Epcot because Magic Kingdom wasn't available. So, like, the valves that Disney was messing with and sending people to places they didn't really want to start off with, those valves
Yep.
are all turned off because I could go wherever I want at Walt Disney World. I want to start off at Animal Kingdom. I
Hmm.
can. I want to start off. I want to go to Magic Kingdom 4 days in a row as my start park. I can.
Yeah,
So
because I remember when we went the first time to Disneyland, I think 3 4 years ago. This is when back when you guys just opened. I think you guys opened like in a June of that year, and I was looking for July, and I was like, man, I have to go, I have to go, and something opened up for both parks, and that's when I told my wife, that's it, we're going on this week, and we went ahead and booked it because when we were tracking reservation system, it was like it's either we book it or we're out.
yeah,
So I'm wondering, unfortunately, and I said this unfortunately, if data shows that, that's gonna let Disney know, well, then we're not gonna get away with reservation system because then we're losing money.
yeah. Um, I've always said this too, Carlos. I feel like virtual queues for Disney. I'm talking about Disneyland, Walt Disney World. I feel like they're only in place to keep your ass at the park. They're not
Hmm.
made there to control a crowd of the ride. They're not there to make your experience better with a virtual queue. I feel like it's just to keep you in the park longer. Like, I'll give you an example. The World of Color over here at Disney California Adventure, it don't need a virtual queue.
No.
People could show up if they want to show up. If they don't want to watch it, they got Fantasmic, they got fireworks on the other side.
Yep.
I think it just gives people like a seed in their brain to be like, well, I have that one thing at 9 o'clock that I signed up for early on in my day. So I call them like, it's like a hook. I hooked
Hmm.
you
Right.
because that's how I used to feel with Rise of the Resistance. I really want to ride it, but my stupid virtual queue's not till 6 o'clock at night. So I got to stay at Hollywood Studios till 6 o'clock at night, even though I don't want to.
Yeah, it brings their demand higher. That just like the reservation system.
So I feel that's why they don't want to let go of that
No.
Tron virtual queue, and they don't want to let go of the Cosmic Rewind virtual queue.
Yeah, man,
Do
and
I sound crazy saying that to like a local, or how do you feel about it?
not at all. I was in the opening of Tiana, and I didn't even attempt to go for Tiana because I want to leave my spot for somebody else because I already done it.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends and people that I met on that park that day, they all were telling me, "Listen, we wouldn't mind waiting the 3 to 5 hours in a single line. Who cares? I mean, we're here for Tiana."
Yeah.
But the fact that we couldn't just get a stupid virtual queue, now we're forced to stay here on to 1 p.m. because, and then
And
people
then you
start,
have to get lucky though. Again, you have to get
yeah,
lucky.
and then people started with all this theory because they're like, because if I move to Epcot, who knows because of the distance, because you could do the 1 p.m. anywhere in the park, or
Yeah.
Disney property. But they're like, no, no, we got to stay in Magic Kingdom because we're closer. You just never know. And I'm thinking, I'm scratching my head. I'm like, why is Disney doing this to us, the guests? Nobody asked for that. And you have people telling you, we don't mind waiting 3 to 4 hours. Who cares?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you're right. It's creating that demand that they want.
Disney's all about the created supply. Like they created these fake demands.
Demands, yeah.
I don't know how. I wish I had a better word for it, but they create their own bad situation. I think that's
Hmm.
the right way to say it. Yeah, because do you feel like Tron and Cosmic Rewind really need virtual queue this deep into these rides' life?
At this point, no, not at all. Like it is super easy to get virtual queue for both rides right now.
Somebody was saying on Twitter that Tron had a virtual queue at like 5 p.m. I
Hmm.
think on July 3rd or July
Hmm.
2nd or something. I was like, what? That's crazy. People are
I
choosing
had
to
ha-
do other stuff, I guess, than
I
Tron.
had reservations before for Magic Kingdom, and I'm at work, and just for the heck of it, I have gone around the 3:30, and they still have availability for virtual queue on Tron.
Mm.
Which I'm at that point again. If Disney's watching the data, might as well lift it up. Let it be.
Let people wait in line. Why not?
Yeah, that's what they want.
You know what it is? They don't want you to do it twice. You want to do it twice, pay your individual lining lane. That's
Yeah,
really what it is. So whack. I hate it. I hate those
yeah.
ideas. Just to go a little bit on more of this Fourth of July, because this is what we're talking about right now. We're talking about right now stuff. Fourth of July. This is from Thrill Data. They're like longest wait times, and they have Islands of Adventure Hagrid's at 105, Iron Gwazi 100, Millennium Force Cedar Park, uh, Totatis. I don't even know where that is. Fire in the Hole. I don't even know. Tonnerre to Zeus.
Yeah.
Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. Wow. Hollywood having some of the highest wait time. Transformers Hollywood. Or no, I guess that's Florida's, I think. Universal Studios.
Yeah.
Dudley Do Right at 75. Radiator Spring Racers 75.
Hmm.
So, do I look at this as a good thing that Walt Disney World doesn't have high wait times? Or is this more concerning as a, well, people are just not going to Walt Disney World? Is it not hot in Busch Gardens, Tampa? I know it is. Is it not hot at Islands of Adventure? That excuse can't be brought over there. They got big ass
Hmm.
lines. Okay? Is Universal? Man, this is a crazy question to ask. Is Universal Orlando just killing it this summer compared to Walt Disney World?
They gotta be doing better in attendance. I mean, they're not as high because when you look at an average of 105 for Hagrid, that's not bad. I mean, that thing used to be 120, 150 minutes before.
So
Um,
even they're struggling in a way.
Yeah, there. It's a little. For them. It's down, and I could tell you that because I was there for the parade, and the parade when you went in before the parade, the wait time weren't as bad.
Mm-hmm.
During the parade, that's when you saw everybody coming. You know, uh, and then in July 4th, we spent July 4th over there, and the wait times they weren't bad at all. I mean, my kids did the mommy at a 40-minute wait, which is super nice. So I they are having better, I think, in my opinion, attendance the Walt Disney World, but it's still lower than before.
They're struggling too. So all the parks are struggling.
Yeah,
Or is
I believe
everybody
so.
going to Busch Gardens?
No, No, I doubt it.
uh, how do you feel about the parade? Do you think this is something to travel to? Go to Universal Orlando to go check it out?
Man, there's two things that you should do if you come to Orlando right now. Definitely watch that parade, and also watch the Scene and Sensational show, which is the drone and lighting backlash fireworks show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those things before I used to tell you, hang out in the park, try to do the rides. Don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about the parade that they had before. Now, if you miss the parade and you miss that night show, you actually wasted your ticket.
Mm.
Those two are a must in anybody's list at this point.
Wow. What about with Walt Disney World? What are the must dos right now over there? If you had to give your opinion.
Um, if I had to give my opinion, still Guardian of the Galaxy is still on my top list. Rise still good. Um, what else? Tiana being that
Not
is,
Phantasmic. Happily Ever After.
I would say Fantasmic. I like Fantasmic before I like Happily Ever After.
Yeah.
Thanks to you guys in Disneyland. I don't like Happily Ever After anymore because I fell in love with Wondrous Journey. it,
You're saying Wondrous Journey ruined it for you?
it ruined it. I said, if it's not Wondrous Journey, I don't want to watch anything else here.
Yeah. How do you feel as a local seeing Universal Orlando dropping Cinesational, which is like that world of color with drones and fireworks? They're dropping this new parade. They're dropping that new Kidland. What's the Illumination Land, or what do they call it?
DreamWorks Land.
DreamWorks Land. They recently created a whole Minions corner of a restaurant and all that in a shooting game, whatever. Like, how do you feel about that? Because at Walt Disney World, you're getting an Epcot with no fountains and just kind of really, really basic. You're getting Communicore Hall. You got Moana walkthrough thing. I don't
Mhm.
know. It's kind of like night and day difference happening right now.
Well, let's start by saying that it feels refreshing to look at a concept art and putting it against the final project, and they look exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at the exact same thing. So it's outstanding to see that. Number two, how amazing it is for Universal that they're actually spending money on their old parks, knowing they have a multi-billionaire project opening up next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where they should be, if we go by any business mentality, they should be saving every penny at this point, right?
Yeah.
But now Universal had basically um, taking care of all their food stands. They have actually built it up from scratch, and they have actually changed a lot of things on the food stands. They have done construction on the pavement in different aspects around the property. They continue to repaint around both IOA and Universal Studios, and they're building a bunch of other things. So you're like, they're listening to us. They care about what we want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to Disney, and unfortunately, the magic is not like before. And it's not the cast members' fault either. You know what I mean? Cast
Yeah.
members are doing what they can. But it's kind of like, man, it's like, it's day and
Why do you
night.
think it feels different at Walt Disney World?
Um,
And I'm talking
I,
about right now, like July 2024, this current Disney.
I feel because people are disappointed. People feel like they're not being listened to, and people don't feel valued anymore like they used to feel. And it's concerning. That's in Disney, to be honest with you, they're doing a lot of crazy stunts. So you have Tiana's, they continue to break down almost daily, and they knew about it,
Yeah.
and they
You were the
decided to
guinea
move
pig.
forward.
You're the guinea pig.
Yeah,
Pass holder
they moved
preview.
forward. They brought the media. They showcase the media having a blast and having fun because it wasn't breaking down for them, right? And then, oh, and to top it off, okay, let's bring Bob and Jeff and all the other guys to ride it multiple times, and let's show how much fun that they're having. But the normal guests cannot even experience that because the ride continues to break down. So why hiding from the truth? Why not facing the music? You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
I feel like that there's a lot of people like us that sees that and they're disappointed at that.
Yeah. I'm going to show your tweet, Carlos, right there.
Oh,
So the media, they're out there having fun. It ain't breaking down for them. And then the guests, the normal people, the ride's broken.
that's what the AP face. By the way, it's not even the regular guest. This is AP that you and I who pay monthly. That's
Yeah.
what we have to face. But for the media, and I am becoming one of those content creator, Mando, just like you. That I only speak for what I love, and I obviously, if I wouldn't love Disney or Universal, I wouldn't be going as much.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna hide behind hiding the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, we're paying a lot of money. I'm a family of four, and so are you at this point.
Yeah, dude.
So
I always keep it real.
yeah, you have to.
Something, yeah. Uh, the best way I could say it, Carlos. We love these parks. We're always gonna go, but it's just sad when you don't see the parks at their full potential, what you feel like they could be. And we're talking as a fan, as a guest.
Hmm.
I feel like I know the answer, but I want to ask you: do you feel Walt Disney World is putting maximum effort in their parks, from entertainment, character, decoration, food offerings, cleanliness? Do you think they're putting a full maximum effort?
No, not at all. Not at all. They're trying to get
And,
away
and
with
I
the
feel
meat.
like this is kind of. But do you feel like Universal is putting a maximum effort?
So Universal for the last few years has spent a lot of their effort to convince guests that this is the park to be at. We're gonna be number one family destination soon. And
Yeah.
you could see it over there, and they're spending the money behind their product. Unfortunately, as much as I love Universal, the closer that we're getting for Epic Universe to open, they are starting to cut corners, cut
Mm-hmm.
budget here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And you see it, and now it's starting to suffer a lot in the entertainment part. You
Mm,
know, yes, we have a parade, yes, we have a night show, but if you take all those elements away, they eliminated a bunch of other shows. And people are telling me, like, well, you got to remember that a lot of those performers are also going to go to Epic and they're going to go to Halloween Horror Night. I get that, don't get me wrong. But they didn't even make an effort to hire more people. They
yeah.
want to basically, I call it the Disney approach. They want to rob Peter to pay Paul. That's what they're doing now. And
They're
and
like,
I
we
cannot
hired 100 people. We're not going over 100.
exactly.
We're
That's
just gonna
it.
shuffle the 100.
We're gonna use this 100 people in different capacities because that's it. We're not, and then the quality starts suffering from there. So I hope, and I keep saying that in our videos. I hope Universal doesn't become like Disney
Mhm.
once they're on the top of the mountain. I am kind of happy that Universal finally is little by little shifting to that number one place, in my opinion, because hopefully that helps humbling Walt Disney World down. And Disney knows, shoot, we got true competition. Let's start. It may challenge them. It may push them to start thinking out of the box.
Yeah.
But isn't that cool when you got that email the other day from Hollywood saying, "Hey, by the way, we
We dropped the
decided to give,
price.
we decided to drop the price, and we're gonna give you this starting on blah 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 blah." And you're like,
But to annual pass holder, we're dropping the
"Right,
price of the annual
right,
pass, and we're giving you express. to Mario Kart Bowser's
Yeah,
Challenge. Wow.
I I got that same email. I'm like, hold on, let me do a search on when was the last time that Disney sent me something that I was gonna get
Disney's
back.
like, come stay at our hotel.
We're giving you a 30%.
So that's interesting. I haven't heard that. The Universal, you're starting to see some budget cutting going on,
Yeah,
uh, essentially to get ready for Epic.
yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
that's crazy. That's
And
sad.
you see it too. Like even though DreamWorks and a lot of people don't pay attention to this, but when you look at DreamWorks land, look at all them like the signage. The signage look cheap as heck. You
Yeah.
know, look, they're made out of plywood.
Let me make the
And
argument before you keep going. But it's for kids. Kids don't care. What do you? That's
again,
what I always hear that argument right away.
I love that argument, but I'm the adult that pay a lot of money to go to that park,
Yeah, the parents the one that care.
right?
Yeah, we're the
And,
ones paying for all this to
and
to,
it's the
to
same
bring the kids
argument.
here.
It's the same argument that I hear from Disney people, like when Jollywood was a disaster on opening night, and posted that video, and all that we kept getting comments is like, "But you got to understand, it's their first night, but it's not their first event." You
Yeah.
know, I'm like,
Yeah, this is not the first After Dark event they've done at Walt Disney World. They do
right.
it. They do it all year long.
And I will ask the people, when you say I'm buying a ticket on opening night, does it say we're getting a discounted price because it's the first night? It
Nope.
doesn't say that, because when you buy, totally the opposite from California. When you buy for opening night here in Florida, it's more expensive
Yeah.
than the following night. So I don't have that disclaimer on the bottom say please
You're,
apologize.
you're
We're
gonna get a
apologizing
bad
up
day.
front.
You're gonna get a bad After Dark event.
Exactly. Here's your discount,
They should
right?
discount the first day because it just seems like Disney's doing something new. It just feels like it's gonna go bad,
But
like something
listen,
bad. Even Galaxy's Edge when that opened, that was
what
a
a lot of people
disaster.
what a lot of people don't know is that Disney have their own event department. You know, this is not the people from Hollywood Studios or Magic Kingdom planning something. These
Hmm.
are an event planning department. That this is what they do all year long.
This is their job,
So,
literally.
right, this is their job. So it's not their first after-hour party, But you're asking me to pay almost $700 to go, and you want me to tell you, well, it was the first event. So does that mean? And this is what I challenge people, and I want people to think about this, Mando. If you take your car to the mechanic, and it's the first day that the mechanic open, are you going to forgive them if something goes wrong with your car?
No, I want my car fixed properly.
Right? So why are we the consumers, the guests, making excuses for these multi-billionaire companies? That's what it gets me. It,
Yeah, it's just I always feel with Disney, there's always a crowd that's like they can't do no wrong. It's just
right,
Disney's just right. Uh,
right,
you should just appreciate that you're there. I get that all the time.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I do. You think Jollywood is worth going a second year from a local perspective, or it's just a one and done?
So I will be there. My wife is still fighting me for it. I
Okay,
I will be there because I want to give it a second chance, and I want to be fair.
okay.
Um,
Maybe
but
they
instead
fix
of
some things.
but my children, plain and simple, told me we're not going.
They don't want to go.
That
They're
they
good.
don't want to go. And I was like, okay, fine, because it's more targeted to an adult. But I feel like with the adjustments that they did already, we may find something better. So, for example, it used to be 10 nights, and now I think it's 12 or 13 nights.
Wow. They
So, which, in,
they're
which
like
in,
this event went bad. Let's do more nights.
right. So, what that means, and for people that cannot read the business language, what that means is we're going to limit capacity even more, so
Mhm.
we spread the wealth to the other days. We're not going to, and that's exactly what they did. They're not going to tell you that, but I know as a fact of people that work in that park, when everything went downhills, they ended up limiting everybody as the rest of the nights that weren't sold out. That way, the people that will go have an experience. On top of that, they added more characters, which means the lines are going to be shorter.
So you're saying Jollywood? Their answer is lower capacity with more dates. I guess you could say.
Correct.
Ah,
And it's a
hey,
and, it,
that sounds good.
and it's a 5 hour event too, versus a 4 hour, I think, or three
Oh,
hour.
so
I
they
can't
added an
remember.
hour.
They
Wow.
added an
Hey,
hour,
that actually sounds good. Like they're
and
making changes the fans would want or the guests would want.
right in that hour, for by a, I mean, you as a person that are burned on going to after hour events, you know how much that 1 hour can be significant
Yeah,
to
that one
anyone.
hour lets you do just three more cool stuff that you wanted to do. You know, character or a show
Yeah.
or a different food. It makes you don't feel so like I gotta do everything and I gotta go here, I gotta go here. I feel like it lets you breathe. One more hour lets you breathe. Because
So
I,
I
I
feel
feel like people always ask for that for Oogie Boogie too, like just a little bit more time
a
or
little
something.
bit more breathing time. So and that gets me back to the same question for people that do this full time. Why they didn't do it last year to begin with?
They just,
They
you know why? They don't want to pay all the expenses to make it another hour's worth. They didn't want to do it last year.
that's it. They done.
So, in short, is it too hot to go to Florida? Is that what it is? Can that be truly what it is right now? It's too hot to go to Walt Disney World,
Nah.
or people are just not they just not going.
Yeah, I mean, if you got locals telling you that it's too hot, that's their opinion basically. Because I do the same thing. I pick and choose when I go out because I have that freedom to do so.
Yeah.
I either go early in the morning or I go after a thunderstorm. So, like for example, I went to July 4 celebration in Universal. We were there at 9 p.m. and the fireworks were at 10. So
Mm,
I was avoiding all of that. So we get to pick and choose when to go. So yes, it is hot, but we get the flexibility to just pick and choose where to go, when to go. From the tourism standpoint of view, I think they're going international, man. That when you look at Disneyland in Japan and in all of those countries,
Shanghai, Paris. Yeah.
Paris, man, they're kicking butt. So there are people are like saying, "Hey, I want to experience that for the first time," or "I want to go cruising." You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It costs a lot of money to come here to Walt Disney World. So somebody told me not too long ago that it costs less money to go to Japan
Yeah.
and
That's
Paris than to come here to Walt Disney World,
that should never be the case.
right?
Why is it more expensive to go to Walt Disney World than Japan? Like
Right,
Tokyo, J- Tokyo Disney Sea is literally the number one park. Like it's very hard to argue that
right,
against that. Like, and it's cheaper to go there. I would go there. I would have gone there, but I have a baby, so I can't travel like that just yet.
right,
I'm
right.
hopefully next year or the year after.
It's a long way, man, and
It's a
that's why
long
we
flight.
haven't done it.
People rather go 15 plus hour flight than go to Walt Disney World right now. What's going on?
And that should be scary, right? And just so you know, it is hot as heck over Tokyo.
Yeah, dude, my sister told me. Yeah, it's hot over there too.
Yeah, and
But
people
people
and
are
they're
going.
slammed.
People are going.
They are slammed over there. So it is not the weather. It's just basically
Say I'm Bob Iger, Carlos. I'm Bob Iger right now. What do the fans want? What is the voice of the people? What do you guys want at Walt Disney World? Tell me three things. What does the locals, the people that want to travel to Walt Disney World, what do you guys want? What are three things? What would you tell Bob Iger?
and if I will be Bob Iger right now, number one, I would just do focus groups. My apologies for the dog.
Okay.
I would do focus groups at this point to listen to all the people. I will start figuring out exactly what lands can actually bring more people in, or it may be that time for them to open that fifth gate, the
Mm.
fifth park. And number three, you know what? Deliver exactly what you promise. And I think Bob Iger has failed tremendously on those. A lot of people focus on Chapek, but no, Iger has done the same thing,
Same
unfortunately.
thing with Josh Tomorrow.
Yep.
He's right up there with all this.
Yeah.
Uh, so you're saying do some focus groups, follow through with their ideas that they pitch, and what else? What was the second one?
And build a fifth park.
Build a fifth park.
Yeah.
Damn. You know,
Build a fifth park.
I've talked to a lot of people. I feel like the current Disney, they're scared to build a new park, Carlos. I don't think they have the imagination to do a fifth park, dude. And I feel like they don't even have an imagination to build out a Disneyland Forward. I
Well,
really don't. I really feel like they don't. Like the current age. Maybe 10 years from now, they've hired and kind of built up Imagineers or whoever the heck engineers that are needed to do such a
hmm
thing. But we're in the era of Galactic Star Cruiser that they pump billions,
hmm
billion, and now it's just a building chilling, doing nothing. That's a
yeah,
tax
but we
write.
go back. We go back to the same thing. Did they listen to the guests when they built it? That the answer is no. I don't think even Universal at one point had any idea how to build that next park. But if you see everything, all those lands in Epic, those lands are being built based on what people wanted.
Mm,
So why not build a fifth gate by listening to what people want?
yeah.
And you know what people want? I've been saying it for years. People want to have villains.
You think
You
so?
know,
I'm in the other side, Carlos. I don't think people want villains land at Disney. I don't know
people.
who gets the focus. What are the villains that
Ah,
need to come to life in a villain's
and
land?
that's something that's something that they'll have to figure it out. That's when the Imagineers have to figure that out. But if you think about it, why is Fantasmic so popular? Because it's that imagination of the bad versus the good. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
People like seeing that kind of stuff. Why is Oogie Boogie Bash became so popular, more popular than Mickey Not So Scary Halloween? Because you have a whole bunch of villains.
Mm.
Now, why did they struggle with Oogie Boogie Bash tickets this year? It's because they have failed to deliver something new for the guests. But
Is
imagine that you say,
Madam Mim not enough?
that's not enough. But imagine that, like you've been saying, because you're not the only one that says this.
Yeah, yeah.
Bring them back to Disneyland. Okay, so
I know.
if they bring it to
God.
Disneyland, can they bring some of those villains and newer characters from both sides, good and villains? And there you have it. They're gonna
Dude.
make the
Disneyland, if it had Halloween again, instant sold out. Instant.
correct.
I would probably buy two or three tickets for sure.
What
Like one in the beginning and then two in October. I without a doubt, I would spend the money.
if you look at the advertisement now of Mickey Not So Scary Halloween, they advertise villain characters will be there this year.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't said who, but they threw it out there. You know what I mean? They
Yeah,
they because they know that's a good hook. So why not giving people what people want?
you could buy Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween right now, right?
Yeah.
Are dates selling out for that? Because that's not that far. August 9th is the first
Mm,
day.
Now I will be there that night. So
Look at that.
no,
Nothing sold out.
yeah, but look at the price. You saw that price?
149.
140, 149
Hey, you
versus
want to go on the
119.
first day? We're going
And
to
I
tax you.
and I and I have to understand that that's their first night, right?
So, hey, this is the first, August 9th has a high potential of things just not going right. And we're
hmm
going to charge you 30 more dollars.
Correct. You want to know? You want to know when Disney invite their media
When?
normally? on that will be maybe on August 13 or August 16 when they fix all the
Mm.
mess. It doesn't
That's
fail.
the YouTuber charge right there. All the blogger charge.
Correct. That's the
Um,
charge, and it's good for people to see because see content creators like us. That's the price that we gotta pay in order to do content. You
yeah.
know, I choose to pay that. Nobody is forcing me to do that, but I hope your viewers also appreciate what people like you do. Because it's not
Oh,
cheap.
only one day has sold out, Carlos.
Only one day,
Wow.
Halloween.
Is this normal?
Hmm.
That no, I'm saying, like, is it normal to see nothing sell out except one day? Or does this usually sell out?
By now, we would have a good 4 to 5 nights sold out.
Damn.
What is not normal is when the cast members are getting discounts now.
Ah, yep. That happened. That happened. It was called Grand Night at California Adventure. It was an after dark event. They just ended up giving cast member tickets because
Hmm.
regular people didn't buy them.
Anytime the cast members are giving either a discount or things at no cost, that's how you know how bad it's doing. If they will
Ah,
be doing so well, trust me, cast member will not even get even
nothing.
5% off.
You get no discount.
Nope.
Damn, I didn't know they were giving discounts for Mickey's Not So Scary.
Oh yeah.
Um, I wanted to ask one more thing. Um, for Walt Disney World, um, you know how I look at it, Carlos? Even though they're doing all these discounts and stuff like that, I feel like still, I don't think it's enough motivation for people to plan their trip to go right now. Um,
Mm-mm.
and I know some people were like, "Well, it was more crowded recently because they did the 100th celebration and they did the 50th celebration." I don't really feel like that was the case. I feel like people just wanted to go to Walt Disney World. Um, I'm really curious to see how Walt Disney World shifts the change of getting people to come back next year and the year after when all of a sudden Epic Universe is doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the friends that I talk to, everybody has the same notion of like, I'm going to Orlando, but I'm only going to Epic. That's all I really care to do. And for a lot of these people, they never been to Universal Orlando, so they're fine with going to the other parks too.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Walt Disney World is not like I don't know. I feel like when people are going to go to Universal Orlando, they're not really going to sprinkle in like a Magic Kingdom day or a Epcot day. I feel like they're just going to stay at Universal Orlando.
They will, but now that going to Epic comes with a big caveat.
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about real quick.
Disney will
Uh,
benefit from that.
I think it's so crazy that the news came out from Attraction Magazine that you have to buy a 3 day ticket to Universal Orlando, and only
Multi-day,
one of
yeah.
those, yeah, a multi-day ticket, and only one of the days of the three can be allotted for Epic. The other 2 days, you have to go somewhere else. You can't go back to Epic.
Right.
Um, I feel like that's just asking people to go to Walt Disney World. Because I was telling Danny, I was like, I feel like for me, I'm gonna go hit up Islands of Adventure rope drop, and then I'll close it out at Walt Disney World because they're the ones doing the night stuff. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I don't know. I think if I could have just got 3 days at Epic, I'm just gonna stay 3 days at Epic. I don't even care to go to the other parks. Is it Universal Orlando just getting scared that Epic's gonna? They're just gonna, it's just gonna ruin all the attendance. What do you think? What do you
Well,
think about that 3 day ticket?
it will be interesting to see say and see because Universal brags for so long here in Orlando about not having the park reservation ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And the part that people are not telling you, and maybe I shouldn't be disclosing this, but part of it is out. They are even thinking about if you buy that multi-day ticket, you have to specify what day you're going to,
So
which is
reservations. That's how I interpreted when I read it yesterday.
right.
I said this is sounding a lot like reservations.
Correct. Correct. Well, that has been in existence forever for Universal. People
Hey,
don't know that.
social media from Walt Disney World better poke fun at Epic Universe
Yeah,
if they do reservations.
yeah,
They need to
it's
do
the
like a
same thing.
post like, "I see you've come to the dark side." Like some, just make fun of them
Yeah,
because Universal makes fun of Walt Disney World all the time.
yeah, and I can tell you right now, they're not gonna be silly either. They know they have such a huge amount of people with annual passes, and they're gonna be like, well, if you want your annual pass, then you have to get it for all four parks. I won't be surprised if they include Volcano Bay. It's no
Mm,
longer the 2 or 3 parks. You want it? You want Epic? You gotta get the max. 4 parks or nothing. I can
wow.
tell you that's where they're going because they gotta control the demand. And
Hmm.
a lot of people are gonna be like, "Well, I cannot afford that much more money." Or like a lot of people said yesterday in social media, there's no way that I'm just gonna go for 3 days. I don't care about the other 2 parks. Well, you may not care, but Universal does.
Yeah.
Universal is saying, "Hey, we're spending money for those 2 parks. I still need you to come. We still have operational costs. We still have a staff to pay for. I need you to come to my parks." So again, Disney's about to. I mean, Universal is about to experience what Disney has experienced being the number one.
Mm.
And with that comes huge responsibilities and decisions that are not going to make a lot of people happy.
Yeah, this Premier Pass for sure over $1,000 next year. It has to
Yeah,
be if
yeah,
it includes Epic.
yeah. And
Damn.
I got the Premier Pass, but I have it with 2 parks. I don't have it with Volcano Bay,
Oh,
but I can
you get an option of that. Okay.
right. But I can see that something is telling me that I could see them either thinking about giving you can only do it with 4 parks or with a minimum of 3 parks and bumping the prices a lot.
Hmm.
And
How much is like a 3 park ticket right now? I have no idea to Florida.
uh depending the day, man.
Let me see. Do they give you the price? Oh, right here.
Yeah,
Let me click 3 day. So a 3 day. These are 2 days. Oh, I get a promo right now. I guess.
you do, and we better get used to not to have it either.
So even with the promo, it's 315. So I'm guessing around 400 a 3 day.
Yeah,
Wow.
starting. This
Oh,
is
it's per
starting.
day. This is per day.
Yeah,
Oh my Lanta. So a 3 day, if it has Epic, it's gonna be like a $450 ticket.
easily, easily for one day.
Oh man, as a local, how do you feel about that?
I
You want to
understand it.
visit Epic? You got to buy a 3 day, even though you have a pass.
I understand that up to a certain degree because they have to control. I mean, it is logical that the amount of people that they're expecting
From all around the
is going to
world.
be.
Yeah.
Look, I was there the day that they opened Hagrid's, and I remember I didn't ride the ride because I just went to check it out.
Yeah.
Um, and I remember hearing people that made the line for 10 hours,
Yeah, I remember that day. It's true.
and that was one ride.
Now a new theme park.
Imagine a new theme park. So
So
I
people are
can
gonna pay that
understand.
ticket. They're gonna pay that 3 day ticket. They don't
I
care.
can I can understand. So again, they're gonna just like Disney. They have a high demand product, and they know people want it. So how much are you willing to pay in order to get this product?
Mm-hmm.
So all these people that have been defending Universal all these years, they're not gonna understand that they have a business decision to make at this point,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you clearly can read it online right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because people are already saying, if they make me pay for a ticket and I'm on an AP, I'm dropping my AP. Now they're boycotting Universal. They have to make a business decision.
Yeah. I look at it like this. If you stay at their expensive ass hotel, you should be allowed to go 3 days to Epic Universe. You know what
I
I
agree.
mean?
I
Yeah,
agree.
and I bet you those things will be coming. Um, I'm a travel agent. I got the email from Universal Orlando
Yeah.
early next week. I won't say what day, but early next week they're gonna drop a lot of information. It's like a
Yeah, we
training
got training.
course. Yeah, you saw it too.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got the training.
So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I feel like we're gonna have a lot more discourse coming
We
soon
just
with Epic
cannot talk about
Universe.
it. So
Yeah,
like that news.
yeah. It says to not.
Right.
It just says it says you can't talk about it publicly, pretty much, until they
How
want you to.
somebody obviously leaked this information out there, unfortunately, and Attraction magazine, whatever, got their hands on it, and
Yeah.
it's exploded yesterday. But technically speaking, that wasn't supposed to be shared, and that information was released to agents 3 weeks ago.
Oh damn! I didn't even know that. Wow.
Yeah, I had to attend to training through my agency, but that's what I'm saying. I shouldn't be talking about it, but part of the
Well, it's
conversation
already out. It's
is
attractions dropped it.
yeah,
Yeah, because
I didn't say it.
a lot of people were messaging me, Carl. They're like, "This is fake news," and I'm
No, it's
like,
not.
"Attraction Magazine is pretty credible. Like,
No, yeah,
I follow them a long time."
it's not fake news, and I'm telling you, they're making a decision right now as we speak because they said it in one of the trainings that I attended because the question was asked for annual pass holders, and they're saying that not a final decision has been made, but they are thinking maybe they had to upgrade their pass to a 3 or 4 day or four parks ticket
Mm-hmm. How
in
much
order
is
to go
the
to that.
premiere? A premiere with all three parks? How much is that? If you just off the top of your
Oh
head.
shoot, I don't know because I'm grandfathered in, and
Oh, you got like old pin. Okay.
yeah, mine goes up, but it goes up certain percentage because I renew.
Yeah.
It automatic. You know how it is. You auto renew every year, so they discount certain percentage. But I know a lot of people don't know this because again, Universal is not in the eye of the public like Disney is. But those annual passes have been increasing now for the last 2 years, like 4 to 5 times.
Yeah.
But people don't talk about it.
Man, they don't make it easy to buy this annual pass.
No, you have
Um,
to go to the AEP.
am I not in the annual pass? Let me see. Pass holder.
Pass holder. Yeah,
I guess Premiere. Um, what the heck? It's trying to sell me tickets. I'm trying to buy a pass.
yeah. Again.
I think I just have to go all the way to the end. There's nothing in my cart. What? What
Yeah,
the?
Universal is funny with her.
Yeah, their website. Even as a travel agent, I always have issues with their website. Buy a pass. Jeez Louise. I guess I'll go right. Oh no, that's Florida resident. Premier pass. I want to buy this one. It doesn't let me
I
buy
know,
the pass.
right?
It's not letting me buy the pass. Maybe their passes are down right now, or their system.
Maybe.
Yeah, I can't buy a pass. It doesn't. It's
No,
not letting me.
I'm checking too, and it doesn't let me.
Yeah.
And
What the?
Universal's like Disney. They're known to be working behind the scenes on something that is coming.
Hey, they're getting ready for next week. That's why.
Oh, hold on. Go back to where it tells you the prices.
Pass holder, buy a pass.
Okay, scroll down.
Yeah.
Scroll up. On the top, no, up. On the top, it tells you 3 park annual passes.
Oh, there we
Working there.
go.
There you go.
Woo! 1,095. Damn. Hey, Walt Disney World is like that price,
Yeah,
right?
and that's
Hey,
gonna
these
go
are
up.
that's Walt Disney World pricing right here.
Right?
Damn, dude, Universal Orlando might have the highest pass next year.
They will. Well, soon they open Epic because
Wow.
remember this is without Epic. This is just Volcano Bay.
Damn. What's the highest pass right now at Walt Disney World? How much is that one?
Uh,
Let me see.
$1,200, I think it is.
1,200.
Yeah, because you pay
Buying.
for either 12 or 1,300, or either, because you pay 16, right?
Oh, right there.
There
14.
it is. There it is. 15. My bad.
Disney and Creta. So, Universal Orlando is about 400 behind.
So I can see once they open Epic, I could see that pass going to that price. I
Damn.
can see it right now,
Yeah.
easily.
But who knows when they sell a pass that'll go to Epic? Who
That
knows?
will be interesting.
Yeah, damn.
That will be interesting.
It's funny because like Epic Universe has all this momentum, and then this like 3 day one park thing really kind of put like a halt in the hype because it's like, whoa,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to spend like 700, $800 in tickets
yeah,
just to go twice to Epic Universe. We're not even talking about the hotel, the food, the travel. We're just talking about the tickets.
yeah. And then because they have to control the crowd. See, I mean, to kind of
Yeah.
justify where they're going with this, but at the same time, I mean, they're being smart because they're also stretching the hype.
Yeah, and it's pushing. It's essentially we know big ass crowds are coming, but we're gonna push them to the other parks by force. That's what's happening.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah,
get
they're
it.
being
I
they're
ain't
being smart
complaining.
about it.
I get it. I get it. I totally get it.
And they're not stupid. They know that the theme park industry or Orlando economy needs the theme park industry.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna hog all the business either. So this happened when they opened. I think I mentioned it in one of our live stream that we did together when they opened Hogsmeade
Yeah.
in 2008, 2009. That was when the economy was really really bad,
Mm,
and I know as a fact that Universal, SeaWorld, and Disney sat down together, and Universal goes like, "Hey, I'm opening this land, but I don't have hotels." And that's when Disney came up with the, "Don't worry about it. We can create packages, and we can create the meal vouchers and
the
SeaWorld's all that."
hey, the Magical Express. Here's your magic
Exactly,
band.
all of that came, and
Hey,
they
enjoy
worked it
your magic
together.
band. Come on
And
down.
and SeaWorld started where, okay, if you buy a ticket over here, we're gonna give you another day for free. We're gonna give you 50% discount if you buy it up to before this day. And they all got together, and the park didn't suffer an economy disaster like the rest of other business did. So
Mm,
Universal knows that. Universal knows that. Listen, I'm opening 3 hotels, but still, there ain't no way we can handle the amount of capacity the Disney handles.
yeah.
They may not even have the staffing yet. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
dude. Where's all these people coming from to work? I mean, it's
Yep.
crazy. A lot of
So they
lot of
have to pay.
big moving parts happening right now as we speak for Epic Universe, all behind the
Mhm.
scenes. Closing thoughts on everything, Carlos. Closing thoughts, man.
Well, man, regardless. I'm excited on the future of the theme parks, and we're already seeing the effect of what's coming. We all better be ready because we're gonna be talking a lot of Universal and a lot of Epic Universe from this point forward. And this is, like I mentioned before, this is a good problem to have because now Disney's going to be challenged to
Yeah,
think out of the box.
I
they're
love it.
going to be they're finally going to start listening. I hope, crossing my fingers, they're going to listen to the guests and start giving back to the guests what the guests want. So that's what it gets me excited about. So none of this summer uh, low attendance to me comes as a surprise. I was predicting it, and it's not going to slow down from there. It's going to get worse
That's what I'm
until
saying. Yeah, this is
until Epic opens.
this slowdown. What these decisions were made like 6 months ago from people.
Right.
They're like, I'm not going right now.
And Disney's fully aware of it.
Yeah,
So the only thing that we could say now, Mando, for those who really love Walt Disney World, if you want to take advantage of low attendance, this is the time to do it.
yeah. This is a great. It's a bad, but good for us.
Exactly.
Go to Walt
This
Disney
is the
World
time to
right
do it.
now. You don't even need Genie Plus.
And if there's truly people scared about the heat, guess what? then if you don't mind the heat and you want to stay hydrated, again, this is the time to do it because you probably would have done Magic, but Magic Kingdom, you probably done the whole entire park by now.
Wow. Let me ask you this: how hot has it been degrees and currently, like the last week, like
Man,
average?
it's three digits, but our three digits is brutal. It's like yours is dry, ours is with humidity.
Yeah.
For those,
Let me ask this: if I go from like rope drop to 12 o'clock, go back to the hotel, and then come back at night at like maybe 6 o'clock to closing, is that doable? Should I plan a trip or just stay home if you can't, if that's not like what you're trying to do? Because there's I feel like there's no way you could survive open to close right now, right? You're just gonna die
no,
out there.
no, I would discourage anybody from doing that. But
Yeah.
definitely, if you could pace yourself, do it. Drink a lot of water. Um, if you go to Disney and you go to any quick service restaurant, they have free water.
Hmm.
Sometimes they have it by the window that you could actually serve yourself. But get the free water. Don't pay the $5 to $6 for the bottled water. That's just like insane. And if you're in Universal, use the freestyle cup and refill that with free water throughout the day, and you're all set. But definitely pace yourself. This is the time that you visit every single merchandise store that you could think of.
Just for the
Do
air
that
conditioning.
inside ride. So if you go to Universal, Men in Black and Jimmy Fallon are the best inside rides, especially because of the AC and the amount of time that they keep you waiting inside to cool off. So plan your day around that. So instead of doing it during the morning time, say, you know what, I'm gonna do Men in Black around 1 o'clock when it's super
Yeah.
hot. You gotta plan it that way. Um, I believe we did a video not too long ago, maybe a year ago, of how to survive the heat
It,
here in Florida.
is it more easy to survive the heat at Walt Disney World or at Universal Orlando?
I feel Universal because it's smaller and I could find water faster
Damn, that's crazy to
because
ask a
of,
question like that. It's just,
because of the freestyle machine. I feel
damn.
like
Maybe hey, Disney needs to get on the freestyle
yeah,
machine.
Disney should because SeaWorld, Busch Garden, and Universal they all have them,
They're just killing it with that right now. Money.
right? But I feel like, and honestly, I do that when I go to HHN in Hollywood. That's what I do. I mean, we bring two cups, and if I want soda, then I buy the refill for one, and then the other one we just drink water all the time. And it's
And,
not that hot when
and
I
it's like
go to Hollywood.
$12. It's like 20 or 25 for the cup. And then
Hmm.
if you use it on a different day, it's like $12 to get refills all day.
All day long, which is a huge bargain.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. But I feel like when I go to Universal, I could refill my cup faster and I have more stops than going to Disney because Disney that means I have to go through every single QSR in the park if I want that,
Mm.
which it makes it a little bit harder.
Damn. I never thought of Disney doing the freestyle machine. They need to bring that. They're on the old school
And
technology.
I think I will honestly spend more time in Disney during the summer that will do that.
If they just had more
Yeah,
freestyle machines everywhere.
yeah, they
They
need it.
should. Yeah. All right, Carlos. Well, thank you for your time, man. One more time, where can people follow you on your social medias?
Yeah, man, Cool Case Adventures on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, and Adventure School in Twitter. You know, if
Awesome.
you're looking if you're looking for uh, basically the entire family giving you feedback, like I mentioned, I have teenagers and they don't hold back. They will tell you, no, this was not good.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Big thank you to Carlos for spending time today to do this video. I
Anytime,
hope
man.
I hope this brought a lot of light because Carlos he lives in Florida. He's in this right now. I'm in Cali, so for me, I could only assume things of how it's happening. So it's cool to hear your opinion, Carlos, of what it's like and just the current times. It's nice to hear. But thank you guys. Smash that like button. We're firing it down.